morning, grade 7. Today we will start together lesson 3, the last lesson in chapter 2, okay? Lesson 3, cell division. Let's start. How long do you think it takes a cell to grow and reproduce? Or, by another meaning, complete one cycle, okay? What's meant by cell cycle? Cell cycle means the time taken by the cell to grow and can reproduce. And this time depends on the type of the cells and the organisms. Where, for example, frogs' egg cells take about 30 minutes to make one cycle, while yeast fungus cells take about 90 minutes. Fruit fly take about from 9 to 10 hours to complete one cycle, but human liver cells take over 1 year to complete one cycle, okay? So the cell cycle depends on the type of the cell and the organism, okay? And the cell cycle means the time taken by the cell to grow and reach to the full size and can make reproduction. Okay, the figure in front of you, this is frog egg cells and this is liver cell. Okay, there are a big difference between the cell cycle of frog egg cells and human liver cells. Okay. How do tiny frog eggs become bigger frogs? Cell division allows organisms to grow larger. One cell can split into two, 2 into 4, and so on, until single cell become a multicellular organism. And also, the question, how does a broken bone heal? Cell division produces new healthy bone cells that replace the damaged cells. Similarly, cell division can replace aging cells and those that die from disease. Okay, so what's meant by cell division? Cell division defined as a biological process in which one cell splits into two cells, where the single cell becomes multicellular organism. Look at the figure, the mother cell. After cell division, it produces two new cells, which known as daughter cells. The importance of cell division. Cell division has many importance, okay, or has many rules. Number 1, cell division responsible for growing of living organism's body. Number 1, cell division responsible for growth of living organism's body. Also, cell division help in repairing and compensating damaged tissue, okay? Number 3, cell division used by singled organisms that reproduce asexually to make reproduction, like amoeba and bacteria, where amoeba and bacteria are unicellular living organisms, okay, that can reproduce asexually because they don't have special organs to make a normal reproduction, okay? So, single-celled organisms use cell division to make reproduction. Also, number 4, other organisms can reproduce when cell division help it to form a new structure, like cactus plant can grow a new stems, new roots, and these structures can break away from the parent plant and become separate plant. Okay. Number 5. Also, the organisms reproduced sexually need cell division because cell division help these organisms to producing special cells from two parents, where male parent forms sperms and female parent form ova. Then sperm and ova can combine together to form a new cell, okay, which is known as an embryo. This new cell undergoes many division and grows into new organism. But the question now, what happened during the cell cycle, okay? And how the cell division is occurred. Number one, we know that the cell cycle means the time taken by the cell to can grow and prepare for division and divide it into new cells, which are called daughter cells. The cell cycle consists or includes three main stages. Number one, interphase. Number two, mitosis. Number three, cytokinesis. Okay? Let's start with the stage one, interphase. The interphase, this stage, the cell prepare itself for division, okay? And this is a period before the cell division, includes growing of the cell, copying of DNA, and preparing for division. Growing. Early during interphase, the cell grow to reach a full size and then produce the organelles it needs. Example, plant cells begin to produce more chloroplast. All cells, whatever plant cell or animal cell, make more ribosomes and mitochondria. Cells also make more enzymes that help the cell to speed up the chemical reactions in living organisms inside the cells. After growing and after the cell reach to the full size and after the cell formed organelles it needs in cell division, the second stage, begin. In this stage, the cell makes an exact copy of DNA in its nucleus, and this known as replication. What's meant by replication? Replication means the cell makes exact copy of DNA. The cell formed an exact copy of DNA. Why DNA? Because DNA is a genetic material that carries instruction of the cell's function and genetic traits. But after that, within nucleus, DNA and the proteins form three bodies known as chromosomes. And at the end of replication, the cell contains two identical sets of chromosomes. When the cell preparing for division, the cell begins the preparation for the cell division by producing structures that will help it to divide it and produce two new daughter cells. Okay? In animal cell only, look at the figure. In animal cells only, a pair of centrioles is duplicated. Okay? And the cell is ready to divide it. Again, only in animal cell there is an organelles or a structure known as centrioles, okay? A pair of centrioles is duplicated, okay? And the cell, after this step, the cell become ready to divide it. Before we talking about the cell division or the second stage known as mitosis division, okay, we will talk about the chromosome structure. Okay, look at the figure to understand the chromosomes. Okay, this is a cell. We know that the cell contains a central body called the nucleus. Inside the nucleus or within nucleus, there are a chromatin. This chromatin, okay, is formed of chromosomes, and this is known as, look at the figure, this is known as a chromosomes. The chromosomes formed from DNA. Look at the figure of chromosomes. The chromosomes consist of two root bodies, okay, known as chromatid. This is known as chromatid, and this is known as chromatid. The two chromatids connected together by the point known as centromere. Okay, so this is figure known as the figure of chromosomes, the shape of the chromosomes. Okay, the chromosomes consist of two body connected together with a point. Each one known as chromatid, and the point of connection known as centromere. After that, we will start the stage number 2. Okay? Stage number 2 known as mitosis. Okay? In this stage, the cell's nucleus divided into 2 new nuclei, and one set of DNA formed in interphase, okay, by replication is distributed into each daughter cell. This stage, okay, classified into 4 phases, okay, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase, okay, and each one explain in details what happened. Start from prophase. Prophase is a phase number 1 in mitosis division, okay, where, look at the figure, the chromosomes in the nucleus condensed, okay, the pair of centrioles move to opposite side or migrate to the opposite side of the nucleus, okay. This one move in to reach this part, okay, and this one move to reach into this part, okay. And also the centrioles produce a filamentous threads, as we see, filamentous threads, filamentous strings, okay, known as spindle fibers. After the formation of the spindle fibers, nuclear membrane and the nucleolus, okay, disappear, okay, are disappeared. After that, the spindle fiber attached to the centromere point of connection inside chromosomes. As we see, the spindle fibers formed by centrioles, okay, begin to attach it to the centromere point, the connection point of chromosomes. So the chromosomes, after that, the chromosomes attached to the spindle fiber are arranged at the cell equator, okay, as we see. After that, stage 3, anaphase. The centromere of each chromosome splits, okay, after the chromosomes arranged in the cell equator, okay, the centromere, the point of connection of 2 chromatids together, okay, splits and pulling the chromatids away from each other, okay. Then the spindle fiber shrink, okay, and each chromatid is now called a chromosomes. These chromosomes are shrink by their spindle fibers to the opposite end of the cell, okay, and the cell stretches out, as we see, the cell stretches out, okay. After that, the last phase, which known as telophase, is the opposite phase to what happened in prophase, okay, where the spindle fibers disappear, the nuclear membrane reform again around the set of chromosomes, okay, that migrate to the each side of the cell, and the nucleolus reappears in each nucleus, okay. The telophase is the reverse of prophase, where in prophase the spindle fibers are formed, while in telophase the spindle fibers are disappear. In prophase, the nuclear membrane and the nucleolus are disappeared, while in telophase, the nuclear membrane reappear again around the set of chromosomes, and the nucleolus also reappear again in each nucleus, okay? Thank you, grade 7, for your good listening. Goodbye.